Hello for everyone. This is the presentation that was given by IU2 students on 25th of December from Academic English Reading. In the next slide, we can see my name, Mamur Jasurbek, and my colleague.
Amirhon.
So we are from section 9. The topic that we are going to choose is global education. And right now, after doing a lot of research, my colleague would introduce us the introduction of our topic.
Thanks for your introduction speech, and let's move on and look at one of the important problems in a world like global education. Me and my colleague just decided to get this problem as the most important one because global education is underpinned of all. It's the main things of all of the world, and proper and good education is very important for all of us. It facilitates the quality of learning so like among people of any age groups, caste, creed, religion, and region. It's a process of achieving knowledge, values, skills, beliefs, and moral habits. We can talk about it a lot, but there are some problems in the world, and we just decided to make research and get an example to most developed countries, I mean leaders like Japan and Germany. We try to understand how they are uh, solving these problems.
And Amurbek, here comes the question. Why actually did you choose Germany or and Japan? Why not other countries?
The main reason, because
Mhm.
the main reason why we are choosing Japan and Germany is that both these countries was not so rich by they make so rich because of their nation self-discipline and their education system. Therefore, we get it like a great example for other countries.
Okay, great.
And next
So,
country,
uh,
Japan, as choose my colleague Jasurbek Mamurov will introduce it in a details.
so let me look it in details. Well, actually, at first, when we have decided to choose this global education topic, we have no idea about any kind of details. And here comes an astounding fact, which is the education, every time, anywhere, at any place, is a kind of stepping stone when you are deciding your future as we know it. Well, from here, we would discuss Japan. Japan, well, although this Japan have overcome huge and terrible periods of time like wars, cold wars, and bombings, and other natural disasters such as tsunamis. As you know, lots of tsunamis happen there, right? Well, Japan was and would be as one of the greatest and most beautiful countries in the world, not only in education or technology, but also in culture, as you know. Their culture is so great. Well, Land of Sunrise, as it was and would be referred by many people, Japan did not stop from developing and doing some great things or just to surge its education system and complement all the difficult some work and other kinds of parts. Okay, well, and Japan tried its best to reach towards its goal. The main goal is to develop. Nowadays, looking at its state, you can see on the right picture, and on the upside picture it is in the past, and on the right side picture it is in right now, right? Well, here we can say that Japan is leading with its own amazing systems of education and technology that can delight every person everywhere. Well, looking at the next presentation, we can notice actually this technology developments like robots or just bullet trains. As we have chosen educational problems actually all around the world, we could see how much effort this country contributes for its children's study and so on. Japan has turned to really different methods that could change everything. Start with new goals. when it is thought every time there come robots and other kinds of technology and like anime, like they can call it, right? Well, and here comes a question: what did they do to reach this stage of development? And it's really interesting. And I have given this kind of question to myself and done lots of research all around the internet, and say I can say that in education system, and actually the education system is referred like really importantly, and we can say that in Japan schools do not grade their children until they reach their 10th age. Why? Because they try really hard on a stepping stone, which is the kind of good behavior among their people, among their children towards other people or just animals as well. And also, schools open from April 1st, which would be the great and really beautiful period of time. And from this, the mood of their children would increase dramatically. Furthermore, all students have to clean their classrooms by themselves for them to be hardworking and to know their work and to know some difficulties that can be faced in the future. Like they can be referred as hurdles, like the things that have to be achieved whenever you are going to achieve another kind of goal. And also, at the end, I can say that all students are cared so highly to whenever we are speaking about the kind of foods they get. The foods were prescribed and are being prescribed not only by chefs or cooks at school or universities, but also by health professionals. As you can see, the effort Japan is doing, or just putting on their education system and also inside of it, is so significant. And in the next slide, I wanted to just refer to my colleague Amirhon, who wants to give some details or information about Germany. We want some information from you.
Okay, thanks for your information about the Japan in details. Looking at the Germany, I decided to make the research, and first of all, it's not a secret that Germany is one of the leaders in education sphere. As an example, and as an almost leader, we just decided to get it to do some research. So we tried to understand approach of Germany towards the solving world issues in education sphere. And in my opinion, most important and most um, unusual way to solve it is a land law, as did Germany. It's admittedly that schools in Germany are empowered to the law of land where they are located, and it directly impacts on educational branch. So after some analysis, it dedicated as a reason of good self-discipline of their nation. And I think that it's so likely way to make the level of countries in a one by doing some other laws by their lands. And looking to the next slide, we can see four mass system structures which help to students and to their parents to understand what their children want. First one is less academic students. I think it's a good one for students who are wanting to be a sportsman. Second one is intermediary students. It's a one which is suitable for medium level pupils. Fourth one is academic students. I think it's a good schools for the unusual and most clever students, which helps them to this school helps them to mm, show their all potentials in a knowledge sphere. And the fourth one is that one which includes in all three system structures. Who wants to just get all three? It's another good way to get to do this. Such kind of structure, I think, helping both for teachers and students. Students would study with other ones who are in the same level, uh, in the same level of knowledge and interests. And next,
So it's uh-huh.
after after some analysis, next
Yeah.
Jasurbek will introduce us summary.
But here I want to ask you something and I want to get some information or insight. Well, would there be, what is your opinion? Would there be any kinds of consistent inconsistencies, or not to mention the difficulties, when these system structures, like the four ones that were mentioned by you, when they are applied to other countries, for example, to in other countries, like in other countries, like our country, Uzbekistan? What do you think about it?
Of course, it would be so hard to, firstly, so hard to the student who want to transfer to another country, but it's all is done to um, help students to understand their what they want. And I think that it would be hard, and not only for Germany. I think that it's every new change make hard and make it difficult, but it doesn't mean that we Germany should change their system structures. I think that it's a normal.
I got it, thanks. Well, proceeding our presentation, in conclusion, we've got some summaries and some great things, but there were some inconsistencies, like differences that I asked from you. Well, the education system totally is similar with Japan. Like I'm going to just discuss the Germany, okay? Both characterize manners to students, which will help them in the future. And also, they are really strict whenever they are teaching behavior to their children. But looking at the difference, well, the Germany, actually, Germany is using varying methods, like you have discussed, and it's not being used in Japan, but Japan is using another method. But I think even we have some differences, the similarities would just become really great and really become more important than any other case. And they can be applied to other countries as well. So I want to say that, don't you have any kinds of questions that you were going to ask from me about Japan or related to the place?
Yes, of course. I think that there always be some disagrees, and I think one of them is that students in Japan are cleaning their rooms by their own. What do you think? Is it rightly or it's not?
Okay, it's comprehensible. I've got it. Well, let's imagine a person who is not doing any kind of work when they are studying and not cleaning their the place they have studied. In the future, when they have faced with a kind of affording situation, with a kind of bad situation or some kind of hard situation, they may not deal with it, or they can deal with it, but they think that it's really difficult, and that would be really difficult. But in some other case, when actually when people or just when students from younger age are cleaning their study place or the place they where they have been, um, kinds of it generates really great behavior, and it's a kind of significant thing to do, as it would just benefit in the future whenever you are going to deal with hurdles like difficulties whenever you are going to achieve something. Well, here the question comes: what about Germany? I want to ask something from you. Germany, I have heard that Germany is so strict with their children's behavior. Well, what do you think? If we apply those strict behaviors towards our students, would they be like, would they agree with this or disagree with this? What is your opinion?
I think that Germany is, yes, of course, is so strict, and I want to underline that self-discipline of the Germany is admitted all over the world, and I think it's a result of their strict education. And I want to admit that if your children wouldn't come to the school without any reasons, the police will come to your home and say to the parents, your children doesn't come to the school and you should be so strict to this. And
Mm,
I think it's a good way to make their nation more polite and self-disciplined.
mm, great. Magnificent. Well, at the end, I want to thank all the listeners and my professor from Academic English Reading for spending your time for us and just teaching us. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank
Okay,
you for you as well.
thank you.